Today's city walk in Puerto Vallarta will be through the Backstreets and alleyways. This walk starts at the corner of Calle Venezuela and Bolivia, and we're going to proceed along Bolivia all the way until 31 October. Turn left there, and then our first right on Ecuador, right on Calle Allende, and then left on Calle Miramar. And we'll finish up at the intersection of Miramar and Calle Joseph Ortiz Dominguez. The entire hike is 0.8 kilometers or half a mile. So here we are at our starting point. This is Calle Bolivia and Calle Venezuela. And we're heading down, going south on Calle Bolivia. So this is Calle Bolivia. This is a little short section here. We're going to go up the stairs. You can't cut across to the next part of it, but it will continue above. It's one of the more interesting routes I take to the Mirador. Beautiful flowers, bougainvilleas here. Nice start. This is in the Cinco de Diciembre area of Puerto Vallarta. Now a big downhill. Nice architecture here. You can take the sidewalk. I like this road. Although it is quite steep. A few condos here. Calle Bolivia. So Bolivia is a street that just keeps on getting interrupted by hills. So you need stairways to go from one section to another. Much like when you're running east and west, there's all these little hills with stairways instead of roads. This is one of the few that going from north to south, or in this case, and I guess we are going north to south, you have the same issue going through the valleys. Very nice to see all these little corner stores, or as we call them, tiendas here. They're all over the place, mostly run by families. It's nice to see. And this little walkway here, or alleyway, I like to call them, is really interesting. Lots of little homes on your left-hand side, and then more gardens on the right-hand side. And it takes you up to a very nice street with some excellent, actually very nice homes that have looked to be or have great views of the ocean on our right-hand side. But they're also building some new condominiums up here. And I think on this walk, you're going to see evidence of a lot of new construction going on. And Puerto Vallarta seems to always be in a state of construction. Some beautiful homes. Nice big condominium being built up right here. Going to be a beautiful view from the top of that building. And there's the ocean. And this is 31 October Street. And there's the Mirador right there. Mirador de la Cruz, or the Lookout of the Cross. So 31 October Street, which is the street that'll run you right down to the very start of the Malecón. So now we're just going to take a little jog over. And this is Ecuador Street, and we're going to proceed down to the very end here. There's really no turnoffs, and we're taking a right on Allende. Hola, amigo. So this is Calle Ecuador. So we went from Bolivia to Ecuador. And now we're on a very nice street called Allende. And this street actually will go right to the top and take you over top to the main highway, the 200. If you're going in the opposite direction. And it's a one-way street, you can tell. This is Calle Miramar. And This is a brand new condo complex as well. Just lots and lots of construction here in Puerto Vallarta. Beautiful area. And another walkway. Love the stonework. I love the gardens here too. Don't hit your head. Nice little sitting area. Seashells. Access to a condo building. This is what I love about this particular walk. It's mostly some back streets and then all these little alleyways that take you from one sort of alley to another. You've got these beautiful walkways with lots of new construction, some older historical construction here as well. You're out with the locals. A lot of people don't know this particular route, and it seems like every street, or where there should be a street where it's too steep, they put in these walkways or alleyways, and they're just a real pleasure to walk along and explore. You're always going to find something interesting. The views are fantastic, and it's just a little bit of Puerto Vallarta that very few people get to see if you're only here for a short period of time. We're here for 6 months of the year, so we're lucky we can explore most of the streets, and this is actually one of my favorites, and one of the ways that I take to go from the Cinco de Diciembre Colonial over to Miramar, or down Miramar to this Joseph Ortiz Dominguez Street, which is really a back way over to the start of the road that will take you up to the Mirador de la Cruz, or the Lookout of the Cross. It's just a nice and different way of getting there, which I find so much interesting than starting from the Malecón. So it's always interesting to get off the beaten path and do a little bit of exploring. You're always finding new construction, some old construction. Off to the right here is actually a fairly old condominium complex, but it's actually very beautiful. And now we're coming up to the last little section of Miramar here, and we'll end at that particular point. It was also interesting to find that they've got chickens in many of the colonials here, and people do have them for their own eggs. Anyways, we're coming up to, I believe, what is called Joseph de Ortiz, and that will be the end of our route today. So on your right-hand side, it'll take you back to the Malecón, and on our left-hand side, there is a walkway, set of stairs, that will take you to the start of the stairs up to the Mirador. I hope you enjoyed this walk, and if you did, please like and subscribe, because I do a lot of walks around the city.